Alright, so I have another virtual piece of silicon to release. That means it's a chip. This one is basically an MFD. This thing is programmable. You can have a bunch of what I'm calling panels. Aux, engine, transmission for me. As many buttons as you want. I have 4 here. But they can be toggle buttons, they can be press buttons. All of these are toggle buttons. I should have come with a better example. Now, to show you how this works, it's easier if I just use something that's already set up. So here we go. Open up the chip. There are quite a few settings in here. Too many. The most important ones are these. So this functions for adding panels and buttons to said panel. So let's actually make a new panel. So we'll make a new panel. Call it sus. Make a new button in that panel. And that'll be a toggle button. And so this is how you make a regular push button. You can either set it to false or just not have the second argument. Alright. Now you can see there's a 4th panel. There are 2 buttons. That toggle button and the push button. And of course any blank buttons are shown with a box outline. Yeah, I'm playing without name tags. Anyway, so talking about functionality, there's a couple things you should do first. So the chip has a chair input because it's chair centric. You need to be sitting in a chair to use this chip, and you need to have that chip chair wired to the chip. Now you might have also noticed this vehicle functions input as well, so you can specify as many chips you want that will be listening out for button presses from this chip. The way you do that is pretty simple. You just add receiver in the name of your what you want to have that output be named. The name doesn't matter, just don't use the same name twice. I actually did sort of a companion chip. Go ahead and take a look at that one. I have a bunch of outputs, and the HUD Buttons chip is actually wired to this chip. So it knows to send signals to this chip. It has functions for making inputs, but you actually have to specify the output type as well. In any case, mine are all numbers. So, functions. You have to make your own functions if you're gonna do this. So to turn the engine on, for example, to turn the diesel engine on. So if you go ahead and look in this chip, under the engine panel there is a diesel button that is a toggle button. So in this chip, we need to have the ID of the button. So to get the ID of the button, it is going to be the panel dash the name of the button. So engine diesel. Or eng diesel. And we're making a function to set the output to be 1 when the button is pressed and 0 when the button is not pressed. So there's kind of a helper function there as well. So let's add a new function for our stupid Among Us buttons. So I'm just gonna copy this for reference. Especially do something fun. I'm gonna copy this because it makes it easy to work with. Alright, so sus that dash Among Us. Let's see. And let's make it so we'll just like print something. Yeah. So I mean, at this point, you're basically just programming. So, oh shoot, didn't mean to do that. Let's go ahead, copy this. Why are you doing that? Anyway. I'll do red, because that's also on the sus panel. This is very awful. And over here we'll just like... Okay, save that, update. I see the problem here, I'm just not really that good at programming. And that's another thing to mention, the chip will run one time to basically reset the outputs. Anyway, so we can go to that panel, press the red button. Red is always says bogus, green right is true, green right is false. So one final thing you can do is there is a grouping function. So let me just show you how that works. So this thing has a few buttons. So this is a regular button, pitch tank up and down. There is a reset button that is a toggle, levels the suspension out. There is an assist button. And you can see that when I press any other button, if there's a button that's active, it gets deactivated. That's basically what the grouping functionality does. And that is per button, not per panel. So all of these buttons are in a group. You can see if I were to remove group from the P down button, if I were to turn on the assist, that button, you can see it's not turning that one off. However, if I hit any of the other buttons, it will turn it off. And that is the third ever Starfall chip I have ever released. So this one's interesting because I'm running into, or have been running into, situations where I use a lot of keybinds. Some of those keybinds don't have to be necessarily immediate, so the basic thought behind this is, well, I would like to be able to control this or that, but it doesn't have to be a keybind. I just like to have the option to do it, which is where this chip comes in. So if you use this thing, let me know if you find it useful at all, or if you have any issues with it. There's one issue I'm gonna fix right after I'm done recording this. The chip erroring out. Otherwise, anything else, if you have any more questions, find any more bugs, and suggestions as well, let me know. But I think that's going to be it for this one. So, see you around.